what's up, you guys? Listen, I wanted to come to you and talk to you about some stuff that's going on with the Shanquella Robinson case. For one, if you didn't know, they just had a rally in her hometown. Her parents were there, and the local community just wrapped them in love. But there was some interesting, and I would say disturbing things that were said in the rally that I want to talk to you guys about. Also, you guys, Daejhanae Jackson has been weighing heavy on my soul, not because she is a cold-blooded killer that literally, in my opinion, is trying to get away with murder, but what shaped her? How did she become this person? Guys, I did a little digging. Of course, I looked into her background, but I also found her Tumbler that she had when she was just like, before she turned into the Daejhanae Jackson killer. And what's on her Tumblr doesn't add up with who we see on a video. But in looking into her background, there seems to be one thing that might have played a component in this. You guys, again, I'm going to talk to you about it, but Daejhanae actually might be an orphan. She actually might have grown up in the foster care system. Again, an orphan and foster care system does not make you a killer, but I'm just trying to get into the minds of the Cabo6 and see what would make people that look normal on the outside into cold-blooded killers. You guys, let's get into this. I also found out some information on Nasir Wiggins that we got to talk. Anyway, where do you want to start off? Let's start off with the rally, right? The rally was a beautiful thing, and a lot of people said, again, I want to give a shout out to Akili Omari. He actually lives in the North Carolina area. He is the CEO of Fortress Network LLC. Shout out to you for, and he actually went to the rally to, of course, support and also to see if there are any updates. He did say that the rally was super, super good. It was super focused on remembering her. But the family did express frustration with how little info they were getting. Okay, he is actually going to paint a mural of Shanquella per her family's request. So that's a beautiful thing. But getting back into how little the family knows. Now, if you guys saw my last video, if you're not, I have a playlist on Shanquella and what's going on. I juxtapose what's going on with this case because a lot of people are looking at the parents being like, oh my God, like, you know, the parents said she wasn't arrested and the parents said this and the parents said that, to which I said, listen, we all love the parents. If you haven't given, well, I believe the GoFundMe is closed, but there still is a petition you can sign. We are holding the parents in our hearts. We love the fact that they are pushing, and they are the primary reason that actually got justice for Shanquella. However, I juxtapose what's happening with the parents with what's happening with the Ohio murder case, the way the Ohio murder parents are going crazy because the local authorities and the FBI will not give them any information. This is no offense to Shanquella's parents. It's actually investigation procedure. You do not tell the parents or those that are grieving or close to the people anything. One, you don't want the investigation to be jeopardized. Two, anything that's said, whether it's wittingly or unwittingly, can jeopardize and blow the whole investigation. Three, it's just good practice. Why give people false hope when nothing has been definitive? But this brings us to a larger question, and what I want to talk to and what actually came out in the video. There's a audio of the video, I'm sorry, of the rally, where some of the community leaders actually said that they were, in fact, hold on, let me actually pull this up. Okay, I pulled up the audio because I wanted you guys to hear it. There were a lot, and these people are in contact with the family. There were a lot of statements saying they can run, but they can't hide. And there was even this one, I'll let you hear it. Hold on.
You can't run and you can't hide. And God promised that vengeance is mine. And I will make them pay.
We're offering our civil rights services to you, both local and national. A private investigator to help track them down. I know they might run, but they can't run long. I said they can't run long.
Okay, first of all, fantastic, the community's wrapping around them. But why are so many people saying they can run, but they can't hide? And even John Barnett, True Healing Under God, offered free private investigative services to the family. I think they're going to pay for a private investigator to actually help track the Cabo6 down, saying you can run, but you cannot hide. You guys, this is why we need to keep talking, because what are you talking about? These people are not masterminds, okay? I'm not talking about anything that happened in Raleigh. I'm just saying using common sense. The FBI is supposed to be investigating. The Mexico government has issued a warrant for arrest. There is a video of the brutal attack. What evidence does anybody need? Let's be real. There is a video of the brutal attack. What more evidence do we need? The mom's statements, go watch my old videos, when she basically said they came and did a cover up. They were trying to ask questions. They didn't leave on the 30th like well, we'll get into that later. These people are not criminal masterminds. They're all children from families with limited means. And again, I'm not saying they come from poverty, but they are not rich by any means. Does anybody realize in today's day and age how much effort it takes to run? That stuff you see in the movies about the Bourne Identity, and you move into like a small coastal island off the coast of Italy and making your way and you blending in. First of all, the mom said the passports have been revoked. They're under FBI investigation. I would assume their passports were revoked, so they can't travel overseas. Second of all, they damn sure aren't going to Mexico, because you only need ID to cross the border in Mexico. They are damn sure not going to Mexico, because the Mexico authorities are looking for them. So the Mexico's out. They're not going to Canada because they need passports to get into Canada. Okay. But also, do you know who can just pick up in today's day and age and assume a whole nother identity? Even if you move into a small village off the coast of France, okay, you think nobody's not going to notice you guys? You move to a small village in Africa, nobody's going to notice the Americans that just moved there? People are going to talk. What's more, you need means to pick up, because how are you going to get money? What are you going to do? Get a job sweeping the floors? Where are you going to work at? Your family is going to have to send you money. People that love you are going to have to spend money. All of their bank accounts are going to be watched, because they're going to be like, listen, these people are on the run. We have to. It is not easy to just assume a new identity overseas. Even if they went to a different state and assumed a new identity, how are they getting work? How are they getting money? How are they even going to Western Union to pick up money? Fine, they might have a code name, but the family has to wire from their account. Everything is going to be monitored, okay? So that little thing of, oh my God, they're on the run. Where are they running to? Which brings me to my other point. Why is the FBI not taking them into custody? I firmly do believe that Daejhanae Jackson is under provisional arrest. Go watch my video. It's called Groundbreaking. It explains exactly what provisional arrest is. It's not like regular arrest where you get booked and you spend the night in jail and like your family can go and put bail. It is not like that. It is you being detained in anticipation of you being arrested. She won't be arrested until she hits Mexico. I think Daejhanae is under provisional arrest. But the other ones, what has the FBI not made moves? Everybody keeps saying, you guys, we just need to be calm, be quiet, and let the authorities investigate. Dummies, not y'all. But seriously, for the people that are saying that, dummy, when we did that last time, the State Department said that she had alcohol poisoning, even though she was Black and blue. Even though she was Black and blue, they said she had alcohol poisoning. Again, we saw it with Breonna Taylor. We see it with the Ohio murders. You can, listen, investigators and the government and whatever do the best they can. But please don't think that just because there's not Shanquella, there's not a million Shanquellas out there. They have caseload. They might not care. Or even that there might be something that slips through. Why would we want to wait until the case is closed to finally speak up and say something? No, speak up now. But again, it's time we start asking the president, the FBI, and for those that are saying, oh, it's not going to make a difference if you tag the president, if you tag FBI, let me tell you something. If everybody that watched the Shanquella video on all the YouTube channels combined, if everybody on Twitter combined, all tag the president of the United States, all tag VP Kamala, all tag the FBI, the head of the FBI, the State Department, you really think, and we're going into an election year, you really think they're not going to hear it? And even if you don't, who cares? Just do it. It only takes a second. But my whole point of the matter is, you guys, something is going on in that investigation, right? Something is going on in that investigation. They are either keeping quiet and they have those people in custody, But there is no reason those people should be running with all the evidence there. This is why we need to keep the pressure on. But let's actually talk about Daejhanae, because I really wanted to talk about the stuff I learned about her. You know me, being a little investigator, I found her Tumbler account. Yes, I found her Tumbler account. So I did do some research and I found her actual real Tumbler. Okay, fine. But the one thing that struck me as odd, I found her real Twitter too. Of course, her Instagram is shut down. And even with background searches on her, the one interesting thing I found was there was Winter, there's Khalil, there's all these people. All of them have a listed next of kin. All of them have people that may or may not be related to them. That happens whenever you do a background check. Oddly enough, with Daejhanae, she does not have any next of kin. Now, the funny thing is, it was reported by the Metropolis MX that Daejhanae Jackson had was picked up in Connecticut. A lot of people said her mom lived in Connecticut, but there's no history. I'm not even being funny of Daejhanae actually having a mother. Not a foster care mother, but actually a mother and blood relatives. And this is on every background check. And before you say, well, maybe the background check doesn't have her, this is 100% her. On top of that, Daejhanae has been arrested several times. Let's go through her arrest warrant, her arrest record, shall we? Just if y'all don't think that we're actually really talking about Daejhanae. I do know that, again, it's odd that in all these things, she has no history at all of having any next to kin. She's almost like a ghost in the machine. But usually when you actually are arrested, there's your family are there, your next of kin are listed, you all of a sudden are sticky and you're in the system. Again, this was an amazing background check that we did. But again, and this is as of December 6th. First, let's go through her personal information. She worked for Quantum 3 Media as a licensed insurance agent, right? She worked at Chili's as a food server. She worked at Blumenthal Nursing. She was a human resources receptionist. She worked at Amazon as a package handler. She actually delivered packages. She worked at Journeys, the clothing boutique, as a cashier, sales associate. Why does everybody have a job at Journeys? Anyway, she worked, and they said she was an aspiring healthcare professional, which I take to verify the reports that she was working to be a nurse. But the fact that she was a licensed insurance agent, this was health insurance, that makes Khalil's request even more ridiculous. That they asked for $5,000 to take her to the Mexico emergency room. And even then, a lot of people have said they wouldn't deny her service. But even if she did, you guys, we're in Mexico. An emergency room visit couldn't have cost more than $250 at the most. She has a bachelor's degree in healthcare administration management from Winston-Salem University. She graduated December 31st, 2020. Let me just take you through this and then I'll get to her Tumblr, because it leaves so many questions on what caused her to turn into such a vicious, cold-blooded monster. What caused her? Oh, that's what I meant to say. She actually does have some type of connection to living in Connecticut. Now, and again, these are background checks. So when they tell you that you live in Connecticut, that could be you have an address of somebody you know that you maybe turned a bill on. Maybe you got your mail forwarded there, or maybe because there's no actual physical address, it's just saying that Connecticut is a known state. But let's get into her criminal history. On May 23rd, 2018, there is a criminal case that was disposed. I'm not going to actually give what the criminal case was because, privacy and whatnot, but she did have a criminal case on May 23rd, 2018. There was a criminal case brought up against her. She is not a registered S offender. On LinkedIn, it shows that she is, all those jobs are listed. She volunteered at Goodwill Industries International. She fundraised. She was a fundraising volunteer at Winston-Salem State University, and she was a staff pharmacist at Crisis Controlled Ministry. She was active on Twitter before that got shut down. Getting back into her criminal record, again, she on May 23rd, 2018, she did have charges filed. They are unspecified. I think they actually, how old is Daejhanae? Her birthday is October 30th, 1996. That means that she is 27, if I'm not 26 or 27. Part of the reasons why this criminal file, I believe, cannot be disclosed. Okay, fine. Let's get through the dumb stuff. Let me actually just show you what I found on her Tumblr and how it's just so confusing to at least me. And I want you guys to weigh in, okay? She has she starts off by, there's a picture of her, a recent picture of her. It looks like when she was somewhere between 21, 22. And it paints a portrait of a girl that is deeply insecure and trying to find herself. And this is not in any way trying to be soft on her or make people have sympathy. It just is so puzzling to me why you would take someone else's life in cold blood, someone that is just like not harming you at all. But why you would also throw away your own life, your own future? Even if you're so selfish, you're like, F everybody, I don't give a F about anyone. Why would you throw away your own future? It's just tragic. Anyway, let's get into the first thing. It's a picture of a woman with tattoos. And oddly enough, women's bodies in swimsuits. Now, I thought that was odd, but maybe she was posting them because they were aspirational to her. This is who she wanted to be. It's that relax. You will become an adult. You'll figure out your career. You'll find someone who loves you. You have a whole lifetime. Time takes time. So she posted that. Then she posted a picture of the waves on a beach saying low key is always the way. Then she actually posted a meme that was popular at that time that said, why do you want this so bad? And Cuba Jr. Gooding saying, because they say I couldn't have it. Again, looking back, to me, there's more. This paints a woman that is a girl that is deeply insecure, right? The women's in bikini, that's puzzling because there was nothing of it. It was just an image of a woman in bikini. I don't know if she was posting that because she found it arousing or if it's because she found it aspirational. Again, why? Because you couldn't have it. There's no, to me, this makes it seem like you spent a lifetime with people telling you you weren't enough, you're not good enough. That type of life is not for you. Again, people say, what about Daejhanae's parents? And even people saying that Daejhanae's parents have not reached out to the Robinsons. Again, in every single background check I've run, no next of kin and no parents, which leads me to believe, again, this is my speculation, but it leads me to believe that Daejhanae may not actually have parents, that she might actually be a foster child. Again, we go back into her Tumblr. She says, seems like she's a bit of an activist. She put, do not buy where we will not be hired. She also put texts getting ignored every day. Okay. There were also pictures of cocktails, which looks like it was on vacation. Pictures of a woman with birds nesting into her head. I'm sure there's symbolism. We're not even going to get into that. There was a picture of a beautiful landscape in the mountains. Okay. Also on her Tumblr, she posted stuff in the Situation Room. Happening now, protests gathering in Baltimore area over the Freddie Gray death in police custody. What caused a woman? Was it just extreme jealousy? I mean, if she posed that bikini picture, not out of arousal, but out of aspiration, Daejhanae Jackson looked like the bodies that she aspired to. I don't know. It's so ironic in a sad, tragic way that she posted about protesters gathering in Baltimore over Freddie Gray's death by the police. And now people are literally assembling. The whole world is against her and wants her held accountable for the wrongful death, murder, attack of Shanquella Robinson. She also posted stuff in the Baltimore Sun saying hundreds protested in West Baltimore as tensions remained high over the death of Freddie Gray. Thousands protesting in the death. The crowd is peaceful but angry. This has to be surreal, but it's also just crazy. She posted a picture of Rihanna. Again, must be aspirational, but oddly enough, Rihanna is wearing a blue and green fur, and she posted a picture, I think it was on her LinkedIn, wearing a shirt that had the same color scheme, which makes me think, again, when she posts women looking beautiful, it might be aspirational, but maybe it is out of arousal. Again, this has nothing to do with her sexuality. I'm just trying. This is how I gleam into, like, let's get into somebody else's head. She posted a post by Solange saying, hold on, Kimberly, I'm coming back. Let me grab my pocketbook. When Solange did a tribute to Little Kim. Solange Lils, again, Little Kim reposted, you the best mama. This was all posted in 2015. So I believe at this time, she was still a young woman, 17 or 18. Solange Knowles said, thank you, seriously. Told the stylist, photographer, I want to look like you. I belong in Crush on You. You inspire so much. There's a little bit more I want to get into. Here's a picture of young Daejhanae, just young. She looks like could be anybody's little sister. She looks like she could be anybody. You guys, I don't know what to say to this. Her Tumblr did not get much action. She could have done what everybody else did when they had to start getting into college and getting internships, deleting her Tumblr. But again, it leaves so much open. But given that, even in her background checks, there's no next of kin, and there is limited addresses of where she lived before college. There's also no information on father or mother, or even people that could be related, which usually comes up in background checks. It makes you wonder, was Daejhanae raised without love? And she took that not being raised with love, and she took that, and it made her full of rage and anger. And you see somebody like Shanquella, who's obviously well-loved, the apple of her parents' eyes, her babies, their baby maybe raised in an environment that she didn't have. Of course, I'm not saying that caused her, because there's lots of people raised without love that grow up to fill the world with love, grow up, find different ways. That's not an excuse, and it's not saying it could have. But the more we look at Daejhanae, it seems like somebody that was so lacking that maybe it actually was just plain rage and jealousy. And when she saw Shanquella, and who knows why it happened, but she saw a way to make her pay. To make her pay for everything she didn't have, for everything she wasn't. Again, this is just me talking to you guys because it's been weighing heavy on my soul. What would cause someone not only to hurt somebody like that, but throw away your own life while doing it? It's a lot. Anyway, you guys, I do have a few videos coming up. They are taking time researching, but I wanted to touch base because I wanted to get your opinion. What do you make of her Tumblr? And what do you make of the rally when people are talking about you can run, but you can't hide? You guys, we need to put more pressure on the FBI, because shouldn't anybody be hiding right now as long as this case has been going on? Anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I will talk to you later.